Hey everybody, it's Greg from Nexus Property Management. We're here in one of my favorite places on earth. That's Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And with us we have Jesse Mayo. Jesse, how's it going?
Good.
Jesse not only owns rental property with us, but he also is opening his own Nexus franchise in Worcester, Massachusetts. You can read all about that. But today what we're talking about is turnovers, okay? When a tenant leaves your apartment, they leave it, okay? And when you come in, you'll see the floors are damaged, the walls are damaged, the appliances are trashed, all things that you're gonna see in this apartment. So today, I wanna talk with Jesse, and he's gonna let us know about why he does his own turnovers, what he does, what he doesn't do, and why. So Jesse, tell us a little bit about this apartment, what your plans are and what your plans aren't to get it ready for the next tenant.
So, like Greg said, we're here in Woonsocket. We are on the third floor of a 5-unit building. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath unit. We're standing in the living room right now. So for this unit, it was actually in fairly decent shape compared to a lot of the units I've turned over. And honestly, like I could have come in and just done a little bit of painting, probably had to replace the carpet, and I could have been out. But the problem with that method is that I'm going to be doing that a lot, and eventually the floors are going to catch up to me, and then the vanity is going to catch up to me, and a lot of the little things are going to catch up every single time. So I kind of like to just go in, start with a fresh slate, put some stuff in there that's pretty good quality. Not top of the line, but definitely like builder, contractor grade. Make the unit look nice and really allow me to get top dollar for what the market's gonna pay for a 1-bedroom unit in this market.
So you're not gonna replace the carpet, you're gonna put tile down.
I'm gonna put tile in. Tile, I've just learned learned from Greg, learned from Nexus. It just lasts forever. On top of that, it just looks really nice. You can get a very nice looking traditional look that's gonna last 20 years into the future, and I'm never really gonna have to worry about the floors other than coming in and having to wash them. If I put carpet back in a unit this size, I'm probably looking at around like $1,200 for it, and that's just gonna last that one tenant. Next tenant, it's probably a 50-50 chance I'm gonna have to replace it, so it's just not worth the cost. It's worth just coming in here, putting the sweat equity in, and putting a nice tile floor in.
So how about this? How come you're doing your own work as an investor and not hiring Nexus or another general contractor? How come you're doing it yourself?
I mean, honestly, that's kind of where the money is in this industry. If I pay Nexus or if I pay a general contractor or I go get some Yahoo on Craigslist, I mean, we're probably getting somewhere between $3 to $6 grand to turn this unit over. If I come in, I spend a week or two of my time, maybe $500-600 in materials, I'm good for a long time. Like I said, after that, I'll probably still have to come in and do some painting every once in a while between tenants, a little bit of cleaning, but it's going to be minimal time at that point in time, minimal amount of effort, minimal amount of materials. So to me, it's a huge cost savings. I know what's being done, and like I said, that's where the money is.
Cool. So a big question probably on your mind at home is, how much was this apartment before it was vacant, and after your renovations, after you upgrade your tile, your stainless appliances, your painting, what do you think you're gonna get for it?
So we were getting about $650-ish neighborhood for it. I inherited the tenant from the previous owner of the building. I hope to get somewhere between $850 to $900, so a good $200 to $250 a month increase on the apartment.
And how much do you think you'll spend on your materials?
In this apartment, with the tile, I'm guessing somewhere between probably $500 to $700.
And the appliances?
Not including the appliances.
Okay, so adding in everything, what do you think? Maybe
so with the appliances, yeah, I'll probably spend about $1,000 on appliance and $700 in materials.
So say even $2,000 for this example, divided by your $200 conservatively rent increase, you're gonna break even in less than a year's time. And then all in the future, that $895 rent is just cha-ching, cha-ching in your pocket.
Correct.
But if you hired us as a GC or any vendor, maybe they would charge you what, $6,000
At least.
to do this type of work, and your intersection would be, geez, years away until you've made your first dollar. And probably you're going to lose a tenant before then too, so you're always going to be behind the 8 ball. So that's one of the advantages. If you can work in your own units, and you don't have to put tile, you don't have to change your appliances. Jesse has that gunpowder available, so he uses it. But you can do your own cleaning, your own renovations at your own speed, your own preference, and save the money from us. And trust me, we won't say no to the money, but we'd rather see that in your pocket so you can continue to feed yourself, grow your portfolio, grow your family, maybe have your college fund, your retirement funds, so many things. So it's simply done, as you see here, by doing some of your own work. Now, Jesse, do you do any of your work orders? When a tenant moves in, do you fix? Do you go in and say, okay, I'll replace the faucet, or I'll fix that loose cabinet door? Do you do all of your work, or do you do some of your work?
It's a great question, and my answer to that is no. My main reason is I'm not real comfortable with that situation, going into tenants' apartments while they're there. The second reason is that I honestly don't want tenants to know who I am. When I do show up to turn over a unit, if a tenant knows who I am scared of, one, confrontation for whatever reason, and two, getting a laundry list of things that they want touched up on their unit. So I try and really use Nexus as that buffer. I use them to go into the units, talk to the clients, talk to the tenants, find out what it is that they want to upgrade, comes through on the portal to me, and then at that point in time I can either accept the upgrade or I can deny it, and then if there's feedback from the tenant at that point in time, there's the middleman of Nexus that will handle any sort of blowback from that tenant. And on top of that too, when I do these turnovers, don't get me wrong, I can't do like all the work. I don't do all the plumbing, I don't do all the electrical, so it is really nice having Nexus there as well. I will rely on them to do things, change out plugs. I do change out some plugs, but if it's going to a GFI and I can't get it to work for whatever reason, I will rely on Nexus to come in and do that. A lot of the plumbing issues too, I really just don't want to get into that. It'll just take up too much of my time. So I definitely do use Nexus, but it's on maybe 5% of the unit, whereas I'm probably tackling like 95% of it.
Cool. So definitely good value here, good perspective, and if you could leave the audience with one piece of advice that you've learned starting from scratch, okay, up until now, if they're going to start their investment careers or they're looking to revamp the way they're doing things, what would that advice be?
Well, you said I kind of have like the gunpowder to, like replace appliances and do a lot of this work myself. When I got started, I definitely didn't. So I would come in here and kind of, all of a sudden I'm spending $500 on materials and it's really holding me back. So maybe I couldn't afford the new appliances. But because I went in and I did do a lot of, say, like the painting and, change out light covers, little things like that, change out the blinds. The next time that I did go in, maybe I had a few bucks more in my pocket, and because a lot of those things were already done, then I could afford to do the appliances. So it's definitely a gradual step to getting that gunpowder and being able to afford to come in and just do the whole unit. So 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, I couldn't have done that, but I've gradually built up the business and now I can afford to do that.
So good advice there. You don't want to come in all gung-ho and maybe do it top to bottom and spend $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. Maybe you can do it for $600, $700, $800. Rent it out, get some more cash flow, and then when that tenant moves out, maybe then you do the appliances. So that's great advice. A gradual approach, an incremental approach to your investment strategy, okay? And that's true. Remember my first place, I was doing peel and stick vinyl tile. And I spent, it was a kitchen, I remember it was about 60 square feet, and the tiles were like 40 cents a square foot. So I remember doing the floor for like $30, but as soon as the tenant moved her chair for her dining room table or moved the fridge to another spot, it just peeled up the tile. So you got to go through those experiences, but also you have no choice sometimes. So don't feel obligated. The tenants will definitely move in. They'll definitely be happy, even if you don't have tile, even if you don't have stainless. Just make sure it's clean, it's orderly, and it's in working condition. So anything else you want to add?
You know, and like I said, I mean, keep it to builder grade. I could easily come into this unit and drop 10 grand, but the problem with that mentality is it's just I'm never gonna get that back in rent.
Right.
So, and I'm also not like trying to cut corners and go super, super low end. You know, I'm not going to Walmart and buying materials. I am going to the big box, you know, Home Depots and Lowe's to get my materials, but I am getting the builder grade at those stores. So stick to the builder grade, you know, buy in bulk when you can. If you have a place to store it, you will save yourself a few bucks over this course of a few apartments, but yeah.
Cool. Well, again, Jesse, thank you for your time. And if you have any other questions, or maybe you want to share a story of your own turnover or your own strategy, please feel free to let us know. Leave a comment below. And once again, this is Greg from Nexus. We're here in Woonsocket, your property managed.